Hello and welcome to Julie Hall Designs and Locked In Stitches. Today I'm happy to bring you another one of our fantastic You Do You pouches. This is the 150 wide by 240 long pouch, or 6 by 10. And what I've done is, as well as the standard zipper pouch, we've also got a key fob and a fantastic extra pocket. What this means is you've got now space to carry your glasses separately or whatever else you need to keep in there, as well as the zippered compartment. The key fob makes it nice and easy to add a wristlet to, and it is just a beautiful pouch. Now, the front panel that I've used here is actually just the fold over pouch design that we did weeks ago, and instead of having it on the front of the design, I've just pulled it over here to the side, and I think it works so well. So let's come and have a look at what we need to get started on this great project. Okay, to start with, let's look at what we need to create this project. Now, I'm doing the 6 by 10 version because I think it makes a beautiful sized purse. So I need, and I'm going with 12 inches of zip, and I've got the number 3 rainbow zip here. I've got fabric for my fold over flap, and I've got this beautiful Tula pink one that I'm using up here. I've also got a folded over piece of fabric for my front pocket, and what I've done is I've just looked at the size of the pouch and I've just cut it down about 1.5 inches from there. Now that needs to be folded over double, simply because you don't want to put your hand into a only one layer of fabric. It does need that second layer. I've also then come across the top and folded that underneath 1 centimetre. I've got my vinyl that I'm using for the bag itself, and then I've got my lining fabric, and again with the lining fabric on one of those pieces I've turned under 1 centimetre. Now, to finish things off, I've also got my cam snap kit, and of course we have these for sale on the site, which I'm going to use to put a snap on to our pouch. So now we are ready to get started. And the first thing we're going to stitch is the flap that is going to go over the side of our pouch. Now, this flap is going to be great for holding things like our, say, sunglasses in our little pouch. And it's just a 4-color, and it's the flap that we used in the front flap design from a couple of weeks ago. And I'm using the 180 by 130 version for what we are doing here. So first thing, stitch out our outline, and then I'm going to come through, and I've got my fabric here, and I've got a layer of embroiderer's felt behind that just to give it a little more stability. And I'm just going to come through and then stitch colorway 2 to hold that down. Now, as you might remember, this design has a all over quilting pattern on it. You don't have to use it. However, I actually am in this instance because I think it's going to add to the design whilst not taking anything away. you're at the last step, we're going to take a second piece of our fabric and lay it over that outline or over that stitching, and just stitch the last colorway to finish off that design. And once we've done that, let's move over to our workbench to see what we do next. So here I am at our workbench, and I'm just going to remove the design from the hoop, and I'm going to take away the excess stabilizer. From there, I'm going to trim approximately 1/4 inch around the sides and bottom, and 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch at the top of our pocket. To make things sit a little bit nicer, I'm then just going to clip in and I've got my little iron set up here. And of course cut off the corners altogether. So then pull that out, and we're going to come through, and I just want to press that down as we go. Okay, so that is our little pocket cover, and now we can come on and actually make the pouch. And what I've got here is my large hoop, and I've got a larger hoop than I need because it's the closest one that I've got there, and I've got my design loaded. So the first thing I'm going to do is stitch out colorway 1, which is going to show exactly where our zipper and our fabrics are going to go. And look, I think this is a gorgeous little summer clutch. Now I know it's difficult, but what we've got here is the outline of the clutch, and we've got our zipper space. I then come through and I put the zipper over that zipper area, and I stitch out colorway 2. I'm just going to hold that in place. Colorway 3 is going to stitch down on the other side. Once again, just making sure that those zipper pulls are always out of the way. Okay, so we have our zipper in, and the next thing that we're going to do is take our fabric and lay it over that stitching area. Now, because I'm using a vinyl, I don't have to turn that under. However, the fabric pocket that I'm using, I do. So what I've done is I've folded that fabric edge under. And you can see I'm setting my pocket about 1 inch down. Once I've done that, I can stitch out colorway 4, which is going to hold all of that down. Now I do need to make sure that as I stitch here, I don't pick up that edge of fabric. And it's fine to reset as we go. And that's going to create a beautiful pocket for us. Okay, now we get to putting on our backing piece. And what I want to do is take the hoop off, and I'm going to take that backing fabric with the folded over edge and lay it over that stitching line. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to take my magnet pins and use them to hold that in place. Once again, you want to make sure that what you're holding in place is outside of the stitching area. Otherwise, you are going to get a very big kabloom and probably put the timing out on your machine. So, colorway 5 is going to hold that down. And I can see already that what I've done here. Okay, so can you see that? That means that fabric has flooped up. And that is a massive error. So let me come through, and it just means I've got to do a little bit of unpicking. But a little bit of unpicking is always better than a lot. And this time making sure that that fabric is all flat and beautiful, I'll come back and restitch colorway 5. And then I want to remove those magnets so that they don't get in the way of the next step. This is also the time that you check to make sure that that stitching has totally caught everything, because if it hasn't, you can unpick and restitch. So to finish off our bag, the next thing that we have to do is put on our backing fabric. But before we do that, I want to move the zipper to the inside of the tape so that it's all caught in. And I want to come through and place our pocket. And I'm going to sit that pocket right over the edge of that stitching line there. So I am loving how this is looking. I'm also going to pop on a small eyelet so that I can attach a key fob to my purse here. So what I need to do is just look at where that is going to sit, and I'm going to tape that into place. Okay, so that's my key fob hardware, and I can see here that, and I'm just going to mark it with a bit of a pen. So the edge of our design is going to be along here, and therefore we're just going to pop that over there. Now, if you are worried about that being in the wrong place, what you can do is come through and using your plus button, just come over and make sure that that's going to sit everything down beautifully. Once you're happy with that, take your fabric, your backing fabric, lay it over and get ready to stitch. Now do remember that this is a denser than normal design, so depending on what machine you have, on some of those dense parts you might have to actually come through. So my presser foot doesn't have adjustable height to it. So on that dense stitching, all I'm doing is making sure that I'm giving it enough room to move. Now that's looking a little bit glary there. You just need to make sure that that zipper pull is firmly out of the way. And now we only have one more colour to go. And that colour is our last backing colour. Now, two ways that you can do this. You can come through, remove the hoop, place that backing fabric. I'm going to get rid of that there. Place the backing fabric over the design and then put our hoop back, or you can just glide it under. Honestly, whatever works for you. Okay, and then let's stitch the last of that colorway. And our stitching is now complete. So I'm going to remove the hoop. Okay, so now I can take the hoop off. And remove our excess stabilizer. Take out those basting stitches. And what I want to do is come through and trim around our design. And we've got some density in there. So carefully, about 1/4 of an inch, but we are not going to trim around where that opening is. And then I just want to cut away everything but just around here on the lining side. And for our lining, I'm just going to leave a little bit more space. Okay, so first things first, and we've done this 100 times, but we are going to turn right side out through that opening. And of course, the more time and patience that you take, the better your end result will look. And then when I'm happy with that, I'm just going to give it a bit of a press. And I particularly want to press this second side down. And then, and if you know me, you know exactly what's going to happen next. We're going to take our double-sided no heat basting tape and run it straight along that seam. Now if you do wish to hand stitch this closed, this would be the time to do it. And then, if I then fold that in, and join those fabrics up, and then just to activate the glue, give it another press. Okay, so stabilizer out of the zipper area. And opening up our zipper. And turning the entire pouch out the right way. Now, you can see I'm taking the time to really poke those ends through because it's going to give us a better all over look. And, oh, this is cute. Now, what I find worth it doing, particularly on that back seam, is now while it's open, really press that zip open. And the lining flat, and it's just going to give you a better all-around look. So, how cute is that? But we are not finished, because now we're going to come through, and I've got my tags or my cam snaps, and we have to decide what colour. Now I got to say, I am thinking that that purple is kind of perfect. When you've got a cam snap that you want to use, you need a front and a back set. And when they talk about them as males and females. And I've got my owl here, and all I'm going to do is set exactly where I want that placement to be. So I've just got a marking pencil here, and I'm going to say I want to go there, and I want to go there. From there, pierce right through so that you can place the back of the cam and then the female snap and load it on. And from there, here's again your front or the fold over piece. And the male snap. And that now closes perfectly. So, what do you think? I'm loving that I could easily come through and fit my glasses in there. Perfect for a night out. It's a little bit glam, it's a little bit cute, and once I add my key fob to it, I know you are going to fall in love. So, what do we think? I think this is a great purse. I'm seeing sort of a little clutch for day at the races, maybe a cute night out. Loving the size. The 240 by 150 just turned out perfect for me. The number 3 zipper in the rainbow, which is a new zipper size that we've got in stock, is fantastic. And I know you're going to love this pouch as part of the You Do You as much as I do. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me on sales@JulieHallDesigns. And if you're watching this through YouTube, consider joining up our free weekly Facebook classes, Locked in Stitches. Until next time, have a stitching day. Bye.